Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Archie vs. Predator.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by my sidekick, my boy wonder.
Man wonder.
Sorry, oh yeah.
I think we established
we
last
did.
time.
It's
Yeah.
my man wonder.
It's a man wonder.
Mr. Mike.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, because when I pass by, people go, I wonder if that's a man.
I don't wonder. I know he's a man, and Mr. Mike, as always, here with me to do this show that we absolutely love.
Yeah, we really do.
With Bros, Foes, and Heroes, where each week I get to surprise Mike with, it stopped being characters all the time, and it's sometimes it's comic series, and that's kind of what we're diving into today. But it's something that I saw or was recommended. I talked kind of about that. It was recommended to me, and I added it to the list, just even if we didn't talk about it, something I had to go back and read just because of the strangeness of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just title alone. And I knew from the title exactly what it was.
Wiener
and it
Patrol.
was two things. No,
Not
but
Wiener Patrol.
I need to look to see
Dang
if
it.
Now I'm concerned if it's just a comic about penises
Nobody
or weenie
ever
dogs.
covers Wiener Patrol. It could be a hot dog salesman.
Oh, that is. What was it? It was the Frankfurter cart peddler
Frankfurter
who was selling.
cart
remember,
peddler.
he was selling drugs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Frankfurter cart peddler.
You got to watch out for those
drugs.
guys. Yeah.
No, what we're going to cover today, Mike, I think you will like very much. It is a Dark Horse comic. This not too long ago, only from back in 2015.
It's not a euphemism for anything.
It's not a
Dark
euphemism.
Horse.
No, Dark Horse Comics published this, but it's one of those, you know how like Marvel and DC have worked together in the past?
Yeah.
So it's another one of those where Dark Horse works with another comic company to make this story work.
Yeah.
That comic company, Archie Comics.
Oh, fantastic.
So what we have today that I'm presenting is there's actually a recent where they have done part 2 of this story, but I'm focusing on the first, and that is Archie Vs Predator, Mike.
Oh, wonderful.
So
Look at the art.
I
It's
know
so
the
goofy.
art is so great through this whole
That is
thing.
two different artists.
The story
gotta
is
be.
so no, it's not. It's all.
not?
I mean, there's multiple people listed here.
Yeah.
Alex the Campi. I know that she wrote the story for this. Fernando
Is that our
Ruiz.
first female writer?
Maybe.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that it took this long to get to
Yeah,
one
no
himself.
kidding, right? Yeah.
But great stuff. I enjoyed this, and because it doesn't take itself seriously,
Yeah,
like it
sure.
knows what it is, and it's
Yeah.
great at it.
Yeah.
Also, Rich Kozlowski and Jason Millett a part of it as well. It was a 4-issue series back in 2015.
4 issues.
4 issues to tell this story. So
Yikes.
just brief. That's not long.
Come on.
You wanted it to be a one-off?
That's a lot of comics for
It's
Archie
not-
versus
it's-
Predator,
dude,
and Archie's
it's
there
great,
in his
though,
swim
Because
trunks.
here's what I thought going into this, especially when I saw the art. The art of the newer one is more comic style. They make it more kind of, I guess, Predator type art in a sense.
Sure.
I haven't followed the Predator comics, so I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a lot different than this. I love that they kept the Archie kind of style for this.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is, have you ever wanted to see Archie get very violent? Because you're about to.
Oh, nice.
So it is, yes,
So
all
is
the way
this
through.
before or after Riverdale?
It's before Riverdale.
Okay. All right. So somebody in some room somewhere went, you know what's not selling as well as it used to, or the Archie stuff.
Well, here's
What can we do?
But Archie has a lot of tie-ins with a lot of people. There's an Archie in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's like an
Is
Archie
there?
in like Batman and Robin, but it's
No.
Adam West Batman. Yes.
Really?
There is a lot of crossover with Archie
Wow.
comics.
Okay.
And I was surprised too. I
was just
discovered a
never
lot of this.
Fan, you know?
Really?
Not of Archie.
At all?
No, come on.
But you at least know the
Jughead,
characters.
yeah.
See, that's the beauty of this. I don't have to explain the characters.
No,
to
you don't have to explain the characters. I know Predator and I know Jughead.
But I
So
will,
I'm kind of an expert.
just in case others at home don't know. I'll just give a quick
Yeah.
run through because I have a recap
Oh,
to help me out.
nice.
So obviously our main character is Archie.
Yeah.
He's
the
red-headed,
redhead.
freckle-faced,
Sure.
guy.
Guy.
Archie Andrews. I didn't realize a lot of these were as alliterative as they were. His best friend, Jughead Jones.
Jughead Jones.
Is kind of like Wimpy from Popeye.
Yeah.
He's a very super skinny guy.
Sure.
He's always super hungry, and he always wears a crown for some reason.
Yeah.
Then
it's a weird because I've seen like somebody wear one of those in public.
I used to as a
always like
kid
made out of
at
felt
Burger King
or whatever. Oh yeah, well that's true.
Remember
too.
when they used to have the crowns there? Yeah. You get it with your Happy Meal.
I still ask for one.
Archie has not one, but 2 love interests. And that's always been the story through Archie.
Veronica.
Yes.
And Julie. No. I don't know the name of the other one.
All right. Veronica Lodge.
Yeah.
And Betty Cooper.
Veronica Lodge.
Lodge, yes.
Okay.
And Betty Cooper.
There's
Betty's the
something going on
blonde.
there.
You can always remember that. Betty is the blonde.
Betty Blonde.
Yeah.
Veronica,
there's also
brunette. Sure.
just the other guys real quick. That's the main core. Actually, for this comic, the main ones you need to worry about, as we'll get into, is Archie, Betty, and Veronica. Mainly Betty and Veronica, which I think is why I like this story too.
You need to hang on one second.
Okay.
I did not, sir. Oh, no, I did. Yay for me. Let's leave that in.
Let's leave that in. Oh.
Jesus. Okay, so a little bit of a confession time here. We record this, and we're usually the only 2 here, right?
Yep.
And I always check the mics and all that stuff, and then I hit record, hopefully, and we record the show. I get super friggin' paranoid about 10 minutes in, and I'm like, oh shit, did I hit the button? Did I hit the button? Did I hit the button?
And so
I'm very happy I pushed the button. Okay,
but you did. So I'll just pick right back up.
Veronica
Lodge.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Betty Cooper. Just the other guys, I'm going to run through real quick.
Betty Cooper sounds like a 1940s movie star.
Well, I mean,
you know what
that's
I mean?
when
I guess,
Archie comics came out. So
yeah, I guess so.
It kind of fits with that. But yeah, no, I'm with you. You think kind of like Betty Davis? Is that why you think?
Well, I don't know. Just yeah, maybe Betty Davis and who was the Cooper guy?
Oh,
Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
Mark Cooper from Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Sure.
Mark Curry, not Mark Cooper.
Mark
His name is Cooper in the show. But the other Archie characters, just there's Reggie. He was kind of like a ladies' man in a way, or at least thinks he is.
Yeah.
Moose is kind of the big jock.
Moose.
His girlfriend is named Midge, so it's Moose and Midge.
Moose and Midge.
We have Chuck Clayton and Nancy Woods.
Nobody
There are other
knows
characters.
them.
Yeah. Cheryl and Jason Blossom. They're the 2 rich kids. That's all you need to know about them. They're just annoying. They're super rich and they're assholes. Dilton Dooley is the nerdy one in the group, kind of. He's in like yearbook club, and he has a bit of a part in this story. Then just
he has a slight toe fungus.
Then just to throw out the rest of the gang, there's Ginger Lopez, Ethel Muggs, and Kevin Keller. I'm just saying the names because that's the whole Archie fam.
Well, now
just to cover everybody.
Now there's Peter Predator.
He's just the Predator still.
Okay.
Another person I need to add who does come from Archie comics that does show up in here is also Sabrina Spellman, as in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah.
So Sabrina's in this as well. But that is our cast of characters.
Did you watch Riverdale?
No, it is not.
I tried real hard and
I feel like the CW likes to. What's the best way to put this?
Put on trash.
Emo size or just
definitely.
angst up anything they put on there.
Yeah.
Everything. It's just like they could have a Care Bears drama that's so angsty because like
Care Bears drama.
There'll be like murder in Care Bear Town.
Sure.
But it's like they're all in high school because it's got to be like the angsty coming of age. Like, and that's their demo for everything.
Yeah.
I watched Arrow when it first came on in the Flash for a little bit. Eventually got tired of those. No, I mean, I haven't even got to watch it because I watched.
Are they angsty?
They were. Yeah.
I'm the Arrow.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know that some people, and we're kind of getting off on this.
No.
Not tangent a little bit, but hey, welcome to the show. That's what we do. Sure. Something we both love is The Boys.
Yes.
And Garth Ennis, at least when he wrote The Boys, I know a lot of people don't necessarily like how he can make superheroes kind of look buffoonish and like idiots because they're supposed to be heroes. Yeah. But sometimes, they are. They're idiots.
I think it's great.
And so I think that just making them like all cool and broody and angsty is stupid sometimes.
Okay.
Because not everybody can be Batman.
That's right.
And that's the problem.
Boy, ain't that the truth. Not everybody can be Batman.
No, well, that's true.
That's a shirt for you
but
right there.
As a character, making a superhero is not just making him, just broody and angsty and like, but that seems to be just the MO. not even for like comic book writers, but it seems like when they make movies, like they have like, this is what is successful. Everything needs to follow this.
Yeah. That's DC's thing.
Oh my goodness. Can I take a side note? Since
No,
I
let's
loved,
stay on this narrow path we're on here.
Let me just say real quick. Since I loved the Archie Predator, actually, I say loved. It was fun.
Right.
And so,
I get it. Sure.
real quick, DC, what the hell are you doing, man? I've found out this week. So Todd Phillips' new Joker got greenlit. You saw that?
Joker 2.
Joker 2. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I get that.
Joker 2, Revenge of the Joker. This time it's personal.
Lady Gaga's a part of it.
Okay.
Rumor.
I can see her.
That's
it's
fine.
like a Poison Ivy type character.
Rumor is Harley Quinn.
Oh. I don't
and
like that.
it's going to be a musical.
Okay.
All right. No, let me go on top of that because also found
a
out.
Musical?
Yeah,
really?
Also found out not the only new Harley Quinn because apparently Matt Reeves wants Harley Quinn in his Arkham show on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And Margot Robbie, as far as I know, is still Harley Quinn too.
Huh.
So
we're gonna have 3 Harley.
We're gonna have 3 Harley Quinns.
Yeah,
we're gonna have 2 Batmans because let's also not forget that. I take that back. We're gonna have 3 Batmans as well, because spoiler alert. I'll say that right now for people who want to. In regards to the Flash movie, Ben Affleck is in it as Batman, and so is Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And we have Rob Pattinson. Mm-hmm. That's 3 Batmans right now. If you want any sort of continuity and people to care, you can't spread it thin like this.
Yep. You don't see them replacing Thor just willy-nilly.
No.
Yeah.
And also, not to mention, who knows that Flash will probably be replaced here soon, just because
he's
Ezra
crazy.
Miller's. They can't find him now. I don't think
he's nuts.
He deleted his Instagram.
Apparently,
and said
he's in
that
some sort of cult or something too.
I don't
what
know.
They're saying. Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. So
Amber Heard.
Yeah, she's nuts.
So DC's just not.
So,
all right, I'm good. I just had to rant for a bit.
Now that you said The Boys was so good and, they stay away from that kind of stuff, have you seen that they greenlit the college years, The Boys?
Is that what it's
a spinoff, and it's like the college years.
I knew they talked about doing a spinoff.
But God bless them. I'm willing to give them all the credit in the world and all the.
Can we also talk real quick while we're The Boys?
Yeah.
And I know that we gush about it a lot, but it's not for the faint of heart, first of all.
The penis.
Oh, so you did, dude. Was that not the weirdest scene?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to tell you about it.
No, I get it. Yeah. No, I knew exactly what you were referring to when it started.
Happened?
I was like, oh, shit, okay.
That, and then are you caught up?
I am not.
Well, how far in are you? Have you seen episode 3 yet?
I think 3 is the penis, right? Or is that 2?
That's 1. That's the first episode.
So here's the issue, Zach. I take a lot of sleeping medication, and then I fall asleep while I'm watching it. And I don't mean to.
So The Boys is great, but just know that it is a lot if you're getting into it. It is extremely violent.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of uncomfortable things that happen. It is for mature audiences all the way around.
Absolutely.
And I will tell you this too, if you're just getting in now, I'm going to give you a polite warning, and that is episode 6 of this season. So not this week's episode, which by the way, Paul Reiser is going to be in. But
is that a selling point?
I don't know. I mean, Mad About You is
Mad
solid.
About You, he's going to be in it.
It's solid. It's a Paul Reiser song.
I think he was in, right?
I think they
did. Didn't they reboot Mad About You, but nobody saw it?
No, I don't think so.
Like it was on some exclusive network
it was probably
or something?
Like Peacock or something when they brought it back. Or I don't know.
Peacock.
TGIF Plus, whatever they call it. But
TGIF Plus,
wasn't that the ABC?
that was the
ABC was TGIF, wasn't it?
ABC, yeah.
But episode 6 this season is going to be the story of Herogasm, which just know it is going to be just as debaucherous and as ridiculous as it can be. Do not let kids watch it.
No.
At all.
No. Good God, no.
But
drug
you
use.
should watch it yourself because it is great.
Well, there's a lot of drugs. There's a lot of sex.
Everything.
There's a lot of everything.
It's a very mature. But the story it tells.
People splitting open. People exploding.
It's so,
all kinds of stuff.
Just know where you're getting. But the story it tells to me is still really great and really fascinating. But their Amazon's like guerrilla marketing for this too is so great. Do you know they have an Instagram account for VOD International,
Oh,
and
really?
it posts like it's in real life.
Oh, wow.
So what
That's
they've
cool.
been doing is there's a like made for TV movie that's just like a clip is shown during the show. They release the whole actual trailer on there.
Oh, really?
It's like they have the Deep on there with its deep thoughts with the Deep, and it's Chase Crawford like in character. And like my favorite one is my new stance on mental health is real eyes, real lies, real lies. Sit with that for a second. Like,
that's really great.
It's all great. So kudos to them.
Good for them.
All right. Back now that I'm done complaining about DC and you know, patting the boys on the back and Amazon on the back for what they do, let's get back into Archie Vs Predator here.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the art you'll notice is very much in that Archie style, and it's just great art.
AVP.
Yeah, AVP,
great,
Archie
yeah.
Vs Predator.
Yeah.
So
I love the little cartoon bubbles. One of them's just Archie looking like an idiot.
So
and then
here's the
there's
thing. Yeah, they
mean
have
Predator.
like a Archie Vs Predator, and they
Yeah.
even have like they're selling underneath it, like, you know, like a battle card where
Yeah,
you know
sure.
the tell the tape kind of. So under Archie it says lovable oh sorry. Ooh, this is beyond my. This is $5 word and a half. Maladroit.
Maladroit.
Thank you. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's what he is.
I just heard it.
Mischievous, America's favorite teen. And then
America's
under Predator,
favorite
it
teen.
says silent, invisible, invincible, the galaxy's deadliest hunter. Seems like a mismatch going into it.
It does seem a little bit.
So-
Both maladroit, ineffective, or bungling, or clumsy.
So he's clumsy.
I get that.
That's the
Sure.
easy way. So basically
Gangly.
what our story is the gang, because I'm going to call them the gang just like they were Scooby-Doo in the bunch. Yeah, no,
The
I'm
heat
telling
vision,
you, it's
all this stuff,
great.
it's
It
wonderful.
is so like I had so much fun with them just
All
like
right.
just having fun with it.
Yeah.
So the gang starts out, they're on spring break, they're trying to figure out what to do. Hey, you know, we go to the mall, we go tubing. The rich kids, Cheryl and Jason that I told you about, the a-holes, coming like, oh, what are y'all doing? We're gonna go like on this really cool cruise and
They
like
pull
you
up
know,
in their sports car.
yeah, it's a sports car.
Yeah, sure.
Well, Jughead informs them though that instead, here I'll just explain it to you like this. We can
Yeah,
just
sure. Oh, Juggy.
yeah, Jughead just explains to them that, well, actually, I just basically want a free cruise for everybody out of this bag of chips.
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah. So
That seems very Archie universe.
it is very Archie universe. Basically, the beauty of this too is I don't have to explain like a lot of story because there's not. It's just there's little bits here. They go, that's Dalton. That's the nerdy kid.
He looks like he's looking at porn.
He
or
is, but
something.
he's not. He's and they have a lot of fun with it too because it does look like that because he's like, oh, I
Sure.
can't wait to spend my alone time with you. It's a giant telescope. But so basically, everybody, the gang's on this Caribbean island. They were able to take a cruise there because Jughead won it on, you know, his potato chip prize. While we're out there,
Why
though,
did they take the assholes with them?
no, they didn't. The assholes are just there.
Oh,
they
they're
were
just-
already cruising.
They have a yacht.
Yeah, they have a yacht. They're already out somewhere
okay,
else, and
okay.
they will decide to go visit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, When You Wish Upon a Star is the name of the first issue.
Yeah.
And what we see is when Dalton pulls out his giant telescope and he watches this cool little, what they think is a shooting star. It's actually a giant Predator spaceship.
Sure.
So
I get those mixed up.
next day, Cheryl and Jason, aka the two a-holes, like he's wearing an ascot. Come on, man.
Yeah.
They show back up.
God, I wish I could pull that off.
An ascot?
Wearing an ascot.
I would never want to. It seems
Oh, man,
uncomfortable.
Come on.
They show back up at the island and they're kind of like, hey, you know.
Wait. Oh, ascot.
Ascot,
Just
yeah.
that's just a scarf, though,
The
right?
I thought an ascot
I
was
was
the
thinking.
neckerchief
I was
tie
thinking
around.
Dickie.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. I don't know why I want to pull off a Dickie.
I don't. Maybe if you tug hard enough.
It's the telescope. I'm
It is.
telling you,
Ayo.
It's just the telescope.
But
Full-hearted.
so basically, Dalton wants
Yeah.
to be able to enjoy kind of his trip there, and he needs to put together a typical Archie story, like all of the things for the yearbook. So like most popular, best dressed, stuff like that. So
Right,
they decide, oh, we'll help you out, Dalton. We're gonna have a contest with all the girls while we're here. We'll just go ahead and vote on it. We'll figure out all the things for you, so you can kind of enjoy it with us. Obviously, Veronica wants to do this because Veronica has money.
Yeah.
Veronica's always had money, and she wants to show off all the cool like designer clothes and stuff she has. She, you know, she feels like a popularity contest is perfect for hers to win. Betty wants nothing to do with it because that's just not Betty's character.
Yeah.
But Betty runs into Cheryl, and Cheryl...
The assholes brought their butler?
Yeah, they bring them with them everywhere.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So Cheryl, a-hole 1, basically tells Betty, like, Betty, you should go ahead and join this, you know, and join the contest. And Betty's like, I don't care. Plus, I don't have anything that can compete with, you know, what Veronica has. Cheryl's like, here, take this, and loans her stuff just because she knows it will upset Veronica.
Sure.
A-hole 1 only wants to upset Veronica.
Right.
Betty is just trying to, you know, make an impression on Archie because both Veronica and Betty like Archie. It's a big story here.
Yeah, but Betty's like super in love with Archie. And
Yeah.
Veronica's always been like the hard to get.
Yeah. So Betty borrows the very colorful dress and everybody loves it. And they make her the winner.
She looks like a hologram.
She does. Well, this causes Veronica to get very upset that she lost, and she's crying because she lost the one thing she thought she could win.
Sure, all the mascara.
And Cheryl, a-hole 1, and Jason, a-hole 2, both show up, and Cheryl's like, yeah, I let Betty borrow that dress because I know that you know, they'd like it, which turns Veronica on Betty.
Uh-huh.
So Betty
She,
and
like, leaps
Veronica,
on her.
yes, get into a scuffle.
Rough.
And we see kind of from the forest area, Predator just watching. We will see like, you know, different heat vision and like emojis and
the
stuff.
heat map, all that stuff, sure.
While they're doing it. Well,
Oh, dear God.
yeah. So Archie goes to try to break them up and is clumsy and like falls into the two of them. Betty gets her nose bloodied up. And Veronica ends up pouncing on Archie, kind of like, oh, Archie came to save me. So Betty's heartbroken, you know, busted nose. She's crying. She's running through the forest.
She's got blood just streaming down her face. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, like they blooded her up pretty good.
Now
and she's
you
just
see
trying to get away from everything.
Yeah.
Well, she discovers just this out in the forest here, or jungle, I guess is a better way to describe it. Just this like open tomb kind of thing.
Sure.
She's like,
I'm always stumbling across open
here's the
tombs.
thing. I kind of skipped over it briefly, but a-hole 1 and a-hole 2 make a comment earlier where they're like, we're going to go look at some jaguar temple and see if we can steal some cool artifacts we might want as paperweights. Like they're a-holes the whole time.
Sure.
So she sees this and goes, I wonder if they've like, you know, already gone in and tried to like steal stuff that belongs here.
It's literally the mouth of a jaguar.
It looks like the mouth of a jaguar cave.
Yeah.
And she walks in, there's like hieroglyphics on the wall about like these
Jaguars.
warriors. Yeah. No, these warriors. And she sees this knife here, and it's like this black blade. And she goes,
It's a dark saber.
yeah. And she goes, I, Betty Cooper, called down the jaguar vengeance on nasty old Cheryl Blossom and Veronica Lodge for punching me in the face and kissing my Archie. Just kind of like one of those, you know, just like, oh, I curse, you know.
Yeah.
She's just playing around
That
kind of
sounds
thing.
like a euphemism, kissing my Archie.
But like everything starts moving about and stuff and starts to crumble inside. So she runs out really quick.
Yeah.
And somehow
in her Indiana Jones did.
Yeah, and her running out, the knife attaches itself, like it gets stuck in her dress as she leaves out. So she
Which
takes
her dress is all torn up.
It's all
now
torn up, so
because
it's just
they were
kind of
battling. Yeah.
It's just kind of stuck in there, and so she leaves with this knife. This is going to be a thing later.
Okay.
So they're all out.
She's got the fancy
She's got
jaguar
the jaguar
knife.
knife.
Yep.
So they're all out here looking for Betty, all through the jungle, trying to figure out what happened.
Sure.
And they finally come across her. And when they finally find her, Archie just throws Veronica to the side and goes to...
I really think they need to just dump Archie. Archie's kind of a dick.
Right? And a little bit. Like,
he really is.
I did like them because of this. Like, I thought that too. Like, well, Archie's just indecisive.
Yeah, very much
And
so.
it's these... I liked how the story focused on Betty and Veronica. Like, it's going to shift to that.
Yeah.
And maybe that is one of the benefits of having an actual female writer who can write female characters.
That's true.
But so they find Betty, and you notice that there's like drips.
They're like, finally, a female writer. Hey, you get the Predator.
Yeah. Well, but you see drips of, like it's just dripping on them.
Yeah.
And like Moose is kind of like, what in the world is this? But he just like wipes it off. We see Predator basically up above the trees, holding two skulls with their spines still attached and skin just hanging from the trees.
Yeah.
Like when I said they went violent, they go full violent. And that's kind of why I loved it too, because they're like, hey, What if we had Archie vs Predator? That'd be great. All right. What if we also made just Predator as violent as he always is and Archie just as clumsy and weird as he always is? This is even better. Let's do it. And they just keep going.
Yeah.
Basically, they decide enough of this. They're going to leave because nothing but trouble has happened since they've been out there.
Sure.
Betty on the plane realizes, oh no, I have this knife still with me.
Got a Jaguar knife.
They get back to
Pops.
Back in Riverdale, which is where the name of the show comes from. It's the town that they live in.
Some fine hamburgers.
Some fine hamburgers. You know, Jughead always loves Pops.
Yep, he loves
and
some Pops.
And it just basically ends like where, oh, okay, like, you know, I'm glad everything's back to normal. And the last panel is obviously the Predator's heat vision, showing that he has followed them back to Riverdale.
Yeah.
Something else that they did in all these that I loved a lot too, and it's not in all of them because some of them are better than others. They also had little one shots at the end, like with other Archie characters and stuff.
Hellboy.
So Sabrina meets Hellboy is just a one-page thing, and it's actually really cool because it's drawn in the Hellboy art style.
Yeah.
And there's a great panel at the end where it's obviously what happens in that panel is the two aunts, what is it, Selma and I don't remember their names, leave Sabrina at home by herself. She falls asleep. Hellboy shows up to talk to the cat. Damn it, what is the cat's name? I can't remember his name.
Beelzebub.
No, it's not. It's
Mephistopheles.
Starts with an S. Either way, I don't know. But he's like, my
like,
papers, Salem, something like that.
That's it. It's Salem. Yeah.
But then there's a great one at the end where it's he basically Salem's like, you know, future king of or queen of witches. Let me introduce you to the future king of hell kind of thing. It's a nice little tidbit kind of panel there. It's just really cool art.
Yeah, that's cool.
So each one of the comics has like a little one-off of that with a different Archie comic character and a different Dark Horse character.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So issue 2.
Who knew this could actually be kind of cool?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I got to give them all credit. So then we have the Tell of the Tape updates in every single issue here.
Okay.
So to start off our second issue, Archie back home after fun in the sun in Los Perdidos, which was the island they stayed at, enjoying a shake. Currently, that's where we left him last issue. Predator made Cheryl and Jason Blum into trophies.
Oh,
because those we will find out are the bodies that he was hanging.
Wow.
He killed asshole 1 and 2.
Okay.
Stowed away in a trunk is what it says for him.
You're kind of on Predator's side at this point.
Yes, because he killed a-hole 1 and 2.
By the way, at Pops, he's just under the table.
Yeah, he's not really there. Like, that's how
weird.
they draw the ad.
Sure.
Yeah, or the cover. But and it's like Betty kind of notices, but Archie's too, caught up in
there was
Veronica.
a green hand there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the hand and there's but it's
okay.
I just love how great the art is.
Yeah, it's cool.
So Pops comes out basically like with a welcome back cake, and obviously Jughead's all about that because it's cake. But you can notice that Predator is noticing him pick up a knife as he's about to come down.
Right.
Do you like Pops, Mike?
Oh, I love me some Pops.
Well, he's
dang
gone.
it. Pops
and I
dead.
mean, there's an eye. I think
blew
that's
his
an
head
ear. It's a nose. Yeah, Predator just straight up headshots and explodes Pop's head. And blood just showers Archie and the gang.
Has it always been the chocolate shop?
I don't know if it is or not.
CHOCKLIT.
I don't know
Shoppy?
if it is or not.
Chocolate shoppy.
Basically, though, so Pops is dead.
Okay.
They think it's an active shooter situation kind of thing. So they run off to hide until the cops can get there. Like, they've called the cops.
Okay.
And so they kind of like, smart. Like, hey,
that's
let's go
different for a comic.
Yeah.
Call the cops.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it, too, is because they don't. Like, after a while, yes, like Archie and the girls have to be heroes, but it's after they've waited for the actual people who should save the day to save the day. A noble thought.
Yeah. It's really weird that it took an Archie's comic to do that.
Exactly. But so while they run off, Betty thinks that this has something, the death of...
Veronica's just covered in blood.
She is. But Betty thinks that obviously this has something to do with what I said in the Jaguar cave.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we've seen Pops dead. I still have that knife. Like, I think this is something I did.
Right.
Hey, Veronica, come with me. We have to go see somebody about this. So they leave out the back. And she tells them, we got somewhere we got to go. Let's go.
Sure.
We don't know where they're headed yet. We just know it's a different town, or the town over. And I can't remember the name of it right now. Oh yeah, Betty basically tells Veronica, "Hey, I put a jaguar curse on you." Like she goes, "I think this has to do, like I was mad."
Which that's a real thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
She goes, "And I think this is because of me." And Betty the whole time is like, "Okay, whatever." Like, you know,
Sure.
She doesn't necessarily follow her, but realizes something's up. The police show up. And Archie's like, "Hey, Veronica and Betty are still in there. You got to go find them." Cop's like, "Nope, nobody's left in there. It's just you guys."
Yeah.
And so they don't know where the girls are now. And so they're trying to figure it out.
Predator's invisible. He can be. He has the power.
He can turn invisible.
Yeah.
What we find out then is Betty and Veronica have headed out to go visit, obviously, somebody who would make sense in this, Sabrina,
the teenage witch.
who, if anything, would know about the occult, it would be the witch.
Sure.
So Betty and Veronica go.
I like how they immediately jumped to the occult.
Yeah. Well,
but I guess it's because
Betty
she was in
kinda,
a jaguar's face, and then
Betty just
held
thinks,
a knife up, and
So they go, and Sabrina knows obviously what this is, and she tells them like, "Hey, you got to take as many lives with like you know."
She knows what the knife is.
She knows what the knife is. Like she knows about that, and she tells them. Sorry, not him, that you basically cursed 2 people with this knife. It's not going to be satisfied until it kills 2 people.
Right.
You can either do that, and they're like, "Well, we don't want to kill anybody."
Basic jaguar knife. Rules.
Yeah. Everybody knows about the jaguar knives. But she goes, and they don't want to kill anybody. So she's like, "Well, I have another way to do this then."
Okay.
And so she pulls out this book to read from. She opens it up. Some really cool art. Like she puts on.
She puts on a cow skull.
She puts on like a black painted cow skull. Like this is some. What is it? Times a Circle. Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson. True Detective type stuff.
Yeah.
And so we see her there, and she raises the knife as if to do whatever as she speaks her magic words. And as this happens, Predator comes through the window.
Jeez.
Stabs Sabrina right through the chest, grabs her by her head, and just
pulls the spine out.
I feel like there's a wow. Like I can't even do the sound effect, but it's like,
poor Veronica keeps getting covered in blood.
That's one of the things too. It's hilarious. She is always covered in blood in this. Salem attacks.
Sabrina's gone.
She's gone.
She gone.
And they use Salem attacking, Betty and Veronica do, to leave. So they run away. Predator just basically evaporates Salem with his little beam.
They can see Predator at this point.
Well, that's the thing, is they see him, and then they run away.
He goes invisible again.
And yeah. And they're like, "What was that? What was that? I don't know what it is." And Betty's like, "I had my phone out. Let's see if I got like a good look at him."
Yeah.
And so she's trying to pull it up, and she shows, now we have a picture of him to use.
It's like a tender picture of Predator.
It is.
Yeah.
It says, what? "Oh, Betty, it's horrible. We're being hunted." And Veronica goes, "By ninjas." With terrible hairdos. She doesn't know, obviously.
Okay.
It's not. Betty's arguing with her that, but we broke the Jaguar's curse, Betty, because if you look, the knife is shattered.
Oh, okay.
And Betty's
so
like,
they broke the.
She's like, "Oh, the knife's done."
Yeah,
and Betty the whole time is like, "There's no such thing as curses. There's science. There's not curses," is what Veronica's argument is. Okay. Solid argument.
Yeah, it is a solid argument.
I will also say that I think the artist, and usually I'm not necessarily big on stuff like this, but it's not like overly done to where it's like, but I feel like they had a little bit of fun too of being able to draw Veronica just a little more seductively for a second.
She's changing clothes.
She changed out.
She's covered in blood. Yeah.
And they give like a couple looks of where you get to see her in her underwear a bit.
But you don't see her butt crack.
Yeah, no, it's not like overly, but it's like, hey, let's have a little fun while we're doing Archie.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's kind of horror movie-esque.
That too. There's a lot of tropes that are covered in this, which is really great. Well, so they're talking about, is it magic? Is it ninja? And we see the knife basically come back alive.
Is it magic?
Is it ninja? Yeah.
Sure.
That was a great show in the 80s.
Yeah. Magic or ninja?
Yeah, was it magic?
Stuff.
Is it magic or is it ninja?
TGIF.
TGIF
Magic
Plus.
or ninja?
The reboot of Magic or Ninja.
Much grittier.
Hosted by Joel McHale. So, no disrespect to Joel McHale. I like him a lot. I don't know
too,
why I made him.
But he does host a lot of things like that.
He does host a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah.
So basically,
Poor Joel McHale.
They text the boys and tell them to meet him back at school because they have to figure out what we do now. Like, this thing is hunting us.
Right, sure.
Well, they bring in, like, all these guys show up, and one of the guys, what was his name? Kevin's uncle is actually a general in the Army.
Well,
right?
that's handy.
It is. So he shows up, and he has, like, actual firearms for the kids.
Yeah.
Moose.
Wait a minute. Wait.
He has firearms for the kids.
Firearms for the kids.
Moose shows up and goes, I brought my daddy's gun, but it's a water gun, because Moose is just kind of,
Moose is an idiot. Yeah. Sure.
He's just kind of a big, lovable jock.
Yeah.
But what happens here, and I'll just explain this, is
why is Archie dressed like Waldo?
I don't know. That's the only pair clothes he could change into. Betty and Veronica show the uncle who's the general the picture of Predator, and he goes, kids, for the safety of this great country of ours, occasionally the U.S. military keeps things secret from the general public, which I love that. Occasionally. Sure. One of them is the existence of predators, a race of nearly unstoppable alien hunters who make planetfall on Earth in times of extreme heat. Predators hunt the planet's most dangerous warriors, gangsters, black ops soldiers, etc., and take their skulls as trophies. And he goes, there's specific rules. The target must have a weapon. So now we know Pops was killed because he had the knife going to cut the cake. Yeah. Sabrina was killed because she had the knife trying to destroy it.
Jaguar stick.
Or must directly challenge the predator.
Okay.
Their stealth armor makes them nearly invisible, and they have infrared vision. So bad news, kids. Yada, yada, yada.
We have like vampire rules for Predator.
We have vampire rules for Predator, because we also will find out, because it makes sense if we're dealing also with how strong predators are. If we're dealing with teenagers, we should deal with the teenage predator. Oh, okay. And that's the story here, is he's not a full, like, he's not
Predator Junior.
Yeah, he's like basically age-wise, he's like a teenage predator, but it's the same thing of, honestly, they have to go and hunt more to hone their skills kind of thing.
What are like, if we're thinking dog years to humans, what do you think predator years are to humans? I mean, it's got to be like hundreds of years, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they like super like old aliens?
I think so. And the thing too is, just giving off Batman cult that we learned last week, that bathing in blood apparently makes you live longer.
That's true.
The fact that the predators kill so much and are just constantly covered in blood,
I guess that
probably causes them to live longer. Yeah. So basically, though, they get this bright idea of the predators after Veronica.
That's why Ted Cruz is always so red.
There you go.
In a lot of blood.
He does. And it's not working, though. I don't think he looks as young as he could.
God, he's a tool.
Yeah, he is. So, basically, we know that Veronica was the other curse that Betty cursed Veronica as well. So their plan is Jughead is going to dress up like Veronica, lure the predator out.
Solid plan.
Yeah, lure predator out, and the other guys are out there positions with guns, and they're going to let predator have it. Yeah, right?
Sure.
Well, so Jughead goes out there wearing, Veronica's clothes. Like,
he's wearing her bloody clothes.
Her bloody clothes. Yeah. Wig, I guess, to make his hair look longer. Or maybe he had it folded up underneath that crown. Who knows? But he goes out there. He's like, come on, what are you waiting for? Kill me. And as soon as he says that, the car right by him explodes. And what we have next is just one full page, 2 pages of Predator basically taking out everybody but Archie and Jughead.
Wow.
So Kevin is one of the last guys. I'm sorry, not Kevin. Clayton, I think is his name. Is one of the last guys left. I'm trying to find my picture here so I can remember who is who. That's why I had it. Yes, Chuck. Sorry, Chuck Clayton is his name.
Chuck Clayton.
Chuck is the only one left, and he is obviously already wounded, really bad.
Yeah, they've taken his leg out.
Yeah, the explosion and everything. Oh, Predator just shoots off one of his legs as he's running to shoot him.
Leg, that's what I'm saying.
So he basically tells him, hey, like he yells out to Predator as he's looking over what he's done. And he goes, your mom said it was your birthday, so I got you a present. And Predator's holding him up by his throat. Yeah. And Chuck just smiles as he pulls the pin on a grenade, which is a nice little Chuck's going to sacrifice himself to kill the Predator move.
Sure.
And it explodes. And Jughead sees Predator running off on fire. And he's like, okay, I think I got it. Hold on, what's in this bag here? And he lifts up the knife. And Predator's right back behind him. And that's how we end issue 2.
Yikes. Hey, there's no one page, though. Oh, wait, you're turning.
Yeah, I'm going. So the one page for this one.
Archie and Betty sitting at the table with a nice milkshake with
Sharing it with Predator.
Yeah, they got 3 straws. That's
so
kind of
nice.
cool. Yeah.
What we have in this one is the mask in Archie.
Oh, wow.
It's just really quick and it's just super simple, but it's just a nice little, like it's written as like a kid's The Little Mask meets Archie. And Archie finds the mask and he's taken over by the mask and fireworks were canceled.
In his pants.
So he shows off fireworks in his pants. And then Betty comes through, smacks, or I assume it's Betty.
Wait.
No, it's not.
Fireworks.
It's
I got fireworks in my pants, and the next thing is Poopy.
Well, I don't know who she's supposed to be. She's not part of the gang because she's dressed different.
Yeah.
But she smacks him on the head.
I think she's Sabrina, right? Because she's got a broom.
She's got the witch. I think it is Sabrina. So she smacks Archie on the head and takes the mask from him and walks off. And Archie's like, what just happened?
Yeah.
But it's a nice little just one page of.
That's funny.
Right?
And then Betty and Veronica is
Betty,
like on the beach.
And it's a more kind of, I don't know how to classify the art style.
It's a little more sexual.
It is, but it's a little more anime-esque
Look at the
too.
Jughead skull. That's kind of nice.
It's just, I included it because the art's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Right. Oh, yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
Then I'll just go ahead and we got our last 2 here, which the cover obviously is the same from the one before. Yeah. So that's what it is. It previews the next cover. The thing is with this story, so Jughead basically goes back to the high school now. Everybody else is dead but him. And he shows back up at the high school and he hits a tripwire and he has to dodge out of the way of some like things they have rigged up.
Yeah.
And
wait,
Dalton
why do they
thinks
have things rigged up?
because the girls and Archie and Dalton are staying back at the high school. All the guys opted to go try to kill Predator.
So Betty and Veronica are dead?
No, Betty and Veronica are still with Archie.
Oh, okay.
All of the girls are back with Archie.
You're saying that all the soldiers and everybody that was outside, they all got killed.
All the men in here.
Gotcha.
Moose, dead.
Moose is
Chuck, dead.
Chuck is
Reggie, dead. Kevin, dead. Kevin's uncle, dead. Jughead and Archie and Dalton are the only 3 guys still left alive.
All right.
All of our lady friends are still alive, though, except for Sabrina and A-Hole One.
Yeah.
So basically, Jughead gets back and he's like, guys, like, we got it handed to us. Like, he's got it. And he's like, they asked, where's everybody? And he's like, I'm wearing them. Like, he's just defeated. He's like, I've seen some shit kind of. How Jughead is. And Veronica's like, oh, we got to make sure that, we are still find a way to stay alive until, to make sure this thing doesn't kill us. And Jughead's like, no, kill you. This thing is just after you.
Yeah.
Like, he has a moment where he's like, he's done because of what he's seen. And Archie's like just trying to calm him down, like, hey, man. And he's like, I'm sorry, Archie. I just want this thing to end. Kind of like Jughead is emotional about it all. Mm-hmm. Well, Dalton goes, hey, guys, I think I have an idea. Some of the other girls think Jughead has a point, and decides that they're going to leave because he's not after them.
Right.
They're after Veronica. So 3 of the girls leave. So now we're just left with Jughead, Archie, Veronica, and Dilton. I called him Dalton. Dilton, Archie, Jughead, Veronica, Betty. There we go.
You can remember Dilton.
That's who we're all there. So they're walking through the school. Dilton tells them, hey, let's go to the audio and video department, right?
Yeah.
Another little
what's
AVP.
Up with the goats?
Okay, so I'll explain that because that comes up.
Yeah.
Basically, they go, they ask about the police, and Dilton says, the police are no more. And they go, wait, what? And he says the entire Riverdale police force, and then it says in quotes, both cars, were helping Greendale's cops. Greendale is where Sabrina was. Gotcha. At the Spellman home when it all just disappeared. Yeah. What disappeared? Dilton, I don't understand. And Dilton says the house, the police, the mass grave, everything.
Oh.
Look, and that's why there's only goats there. There's a thought, like that's what's brought up. It's funny you bring it. This will be a perfect point for me to bring it in, or to bring something else I had saved in.
Okay.
Because I actually found, I enjoyed this so much looking through, I found a quote from one of the authors for this, Fernando Ruiz, who replied to, somebody else had reviewed this too, and he had replied to one of their comments, and I thought it was so great. And he said, hey, I drew this, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had fun drawing the Archie reboot. Admittedly, the goat gag confused me too. He goes, Alex, who is our writer, did have a reason for it she was going for. And after the book came out, she explained it to me, but I forgot what her explanation was.
Oh, wow.
He goes, that aside, this was one of the most fun projects I ever worked on, and I'm glad you gave it a shot.
I bet it was fun.
So
we don't know why the goats.
We don't, but people think, like I saw like comments and they added that obviously the Spellmans probably have some kind of spell on their house.
Sure.
So it could just be some sort of weird spell gone awry or some sort of like cloaking, thing. So like when you look, like obviously it looks like everything's gone,
Yeah, it's just goats.
So it could be something like that. They just didn't. Yeah. But they are headed to the audio and visual department. There's an AVP reference. He goes, hey, can we call this AVP? Nice little joke there. But basically, Jughead says, I'm not feeling well, man. He passes by a snack.
Yeah.
In typical fashion. His blood sugar, he says it's low. He doesn't have any money. But wait, there's this knife in here that Veronica has. And he reaches up underneath to use the knife just to try to dislodge
like a
some
chocolate
chips.
bar or whatever. Yeah, sure.
Well, Jughead should have known not to raise that knife.
He's still in Veronica's bloody
clothes. And he's right around the corner, or he's leaning about to bite into this chocolate bar,
which also looks like it has blood on it.
It kind of does, but Predator is not going to let that happen.
Predator's right around the corner.
They basically go, hey, where's Jughead? Because the lights are all out here.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't explain. There's a whole sort of like, hey, can we turn the lights on? We don't need to be running around in the dark.
It's a horror comic. Yeah, I get
Bilton's like, oh, okay, whoever the professor is usually doesn't like me messing with the lights at night, but I'll go do it for this. So he goes to try to find the lights to turn them on, and they realize, where's Jughead? Archie turns around to go back and slips and falls. And he's like, what? And about that time he hits it to look up. The Predator has smashed open the vending machine and just laid Jughead's head in
Archie falls in a pool, or slips in a pool of Jughead's blood. And now the machine has Jughead's head with his spine still attached in it.
So Archie's like, I'm done with this. For Jughead, I have to do something. They have to figure out what we can do to, basically kill this guy. Everybody's sad, obviously, because, Jughead's a major character.
Now we're seeing this green, almost like ectoplasm type stuff all over the ceiling.
So obviously the Predator is injured because he's oozing stuff.
Oh.
But that's
what that is?
Stuff. Yeah,
Predator stuff.
Predator stuff. Yeah. There's a part where Dilton says that
my dad never had that talk with me.
This was a little weird, but I'm fine with it. Dilton says, heck, I'm already a millionaire from my App Store earnings. So he's a nerdy guy. He's got a lot of money. And he goes, nobody picks me. And like Veronica just kind of looking at him like, I don't know what you mean. Or no, that's what it is. Like he's telling them, like he's trying to explain his story. And Archie has kissed Betty. And Veronica goes, and he goes, sorry, Ronnie, and leans over and kisses her too.
Oh, no.
On the cheek. And Dylan's still here just trying to talk. And he goes, I tried not to let it bother me, spending Friday nights reading old issues of reviews of modern physics and playing chess instead of going to dances and movies.
Modern physics.
He goes, wishing I could be somebody else, even just for a little while.
Yeah.
And Archie's like, huh? Are you talking about your body swapping machine again? Apparently that was something in one.
What?
Yeah. And he goes, no, Archie. I want to be amazing. And we find out he has made himself a robot, an Archie robot.
He's made himself like it's
like an Iron Man suit of armor, but it looks like Archie. The problem is he doesn't have it all figured out because there's problems with the suit, and it's like it tries to kill Archie and Betty and Veronica.
Yeah.
Obviously, by doing this, Predator jumps in because somebody's trying to hurt Betty.
Sure.
Then though Archie attacks to try to buy Dilton some time. The machine time, and Predator's about to kill him when finally the machine is able to work and kind of, punches just in time to save Archie. Well, in all the chaos and stuff, Archie is kind of stabbed through the shoulder, right?
With that double knife that comes out of the Predator's fist.
With his Wolverine claws. Yeah. So they try to trademark. Sorry, non-Wolverine claws. I
don't think that helps.
Oh well, my bad.
Man, this robot's got it's got a rocket in its hand.
It's got a lot of stuff.
Thing,
it shoots a net onto the Predator.
Flip.
They catch the Predator, and
shink.
But the machine's still like going haywire. So Betty's kind of like, I know you can do this. I know you can fix whatever like he's trying to fix it while he's doing it.
Sure.
And eventually he is able to. And she goes, "Oh, Dilton, I'm so I'm so phenomenally proud of you." It's hard to read upside down.
Sure.
And she hugs him, and Dilton's finally having his moment. Like, hey, the girls are noticing me now too, right?
I made a robot.
Well, somebody should have paid attention to Predator, because we end this issue with Dalton feeling happy thank you. Yeah. Dilton feeling happy for the first time in his life. Only just be stabbed in the back with the Jaguar blade.
Yeah.
And be decapitated just like the rest. And we end this issue with him basically standing there holding Dilton's head, looking at Betty, Veronica, and Archie, who is slowly dying. We are now to our final
love this title, by the way.
Full Metal Varsity Jacket.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Our one shot in this one was Jughead Meets Management, which was a it's kind of a horse. It is a dark horse. Thing, it's a it's a supernatural comic, but it's another little one-off kind of thing that's kind of cool there.
Yeah.
Then we get another. It's like a more lifelike kind of old school. Picture of Archie. Like Jughead looks to be like knocked out, but Archie's basically stabbing Predator with
big spear,
a spear,
or like a flagpole, I guess.
It is the flagpole. They ripped the Riverdale flag off.
Yeah.
So now we get to Archie and our final girls here. I guess I should read the teletape for the last one too. Please. So for Archie, it says, "Down for the count. After one of Dilton's inventions malfunctioned, most of his friends are dead. Predator, running out of room for all the trophies. But is anyone ever prepared for Betty and Veronica? ? Predator removes his mask to confront Betty and Veronica there.
We get some heroin action
and
here.
He eats Dilton's face off.
Oh, sure.
Just sucks it right off. And shoves the trophy, his skull, like in his waistband.
I love how he's still got the glasses on.
Yeah. Eye hanging out, but still has the glasses on. Then they basically, Veronica just asks him to like, please go away. Like, please leave us alone. You've done enough kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
And she starts
crying.
Get out
of here, you crazy Predator.
She starts crying, and the Predator kind of looks at her weird.
Yeah.
And
got
takes
a big
the
question
knife
mark
and
over
just
his head.
walks away. Oh, and so like he goes, Betty. Like he's talking now.
He's saying her
He
name.
said Betty. And she cries, and Betty goes, "I'm Veronica, you twerp."
Twerp.
Yeah. So she's already, basically, they go back home. She thinks that they've had a bad dream. We see like a wake up in Veronica's house. And I thought, oh no, are we going to do a dream thing? Because that's going to kill this.
Seems like a dream sequence, yeah.
And so she's like, oh, I had the worst dream. And then she's like, wait, why are you wearing an evening dress? Oh no, this wasn't a dream. And she's realizing that basically she passed out from the exhaustion kind of, and Veronica has taken Betty and Archie back to her house.
Gotcha.
So we realize it's not a dream at all.
Okay. How'd they get away from the Predator?
We
don't know yet.
We don't know.
Okay.
It's not like he just walked away.
Gotcha.
He was like done for right
he said
now.
Betty.
Yep. So basically they take Archie there and they load him up on this bed.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say painkillers.
No. Well, it's like a hospital bed.
Yeah.
And it's all automatically done. And basically,
wait, there's a hospital bed in her house?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what it says. She explains about them having a panic room because it's down in the panic room.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of funny. Where is this? Because I told you that Veronica has money. Here it is. Ronnie, because they call Veronica Ronnie.
Sure.
Betty goes, what are we going to do? And Veronica says, Daddy installed a panic room in Lodge Manor last year after that Russian arms deal went south. So they have a panic room that they're headed to, but there's like a hospital bed down there. And it's like a automated health system in a way. Yeah. And Betty just hits some buttons and turns knobs all the way up to 11. Nice little
Spinal Tap
reference. Yep. Why does it go? This one go to 11?
More.
It's 11. It does.
More.
And she hits the button to start it, and it says that the patient is stabilizing. And Betty's like, we can't just leave him. And Veronica's like, shh, be quiet. Come on, let's go. We got to get other things taken care of.
Sure.
Well, we find out Veronica didn't really read because it says, do not ever turn dial beyond 4. And it's the initials of her dad. And it has
Why would your doll be able to go past 4 if you can't turn it past 4?
I don't know. And then it says, Veronica Lodge ain't got time to read. And it shows her have it turned up to 11. And Archie's finally waking up. And Veronica? And Archie starts mutating.
Oh, no.
So whatever they've done to poor Archie, he is mutating now.
This is a fatal flaw in their system.
They've left Archie.
Great.
Betty goes to change and doesn't get as nice of a dress to wear as Betty does.
Veronica does.
Yeah, Veronica does. I'm sorry. She goes, it's too merengue when describing her dress. But guess who's coming to dinner is our last one. And as Veronica opens the door for them to leave the bedroom with an Uzi in hand, she is met with...
There's the Predator.
Of course, because she lifted up a weapon. So Predator would find her.
Oh, yeah.
So while they're there, they're fighting it out.
I didn't realize that was the rule.
I didn't either until this. There's a whole
It makes sense, though.
It is. Now, what our last comic is, it's going to be, it's a lot of fight. It's the build up to the final fight that we want.
A lot of fight.
So we get a lot of action between Predator and Betty and Veronica as there's a lot of close calls.
Predator.
Huh?
This is all no mask
Predator.
Sans mask.
No Archie around. Just the two girls just fighting to stay alive, close calls, holding their own.
That big mutated.
And then
Archie's
they're running to the panic room.
Yep.
There's a nice little Predator reference there too.
Yeah. With the arms.
Yep. The Predator is reaching around to grab Veronica as they're trying to get in there. And it's the clasp arm that's between, I think it's Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know the meme. Well, it's that picture, but it's Archie's arm kind of stopping the Predator's hand from Veronica. Yeah. And what the mutation has done has turned Archie into just this giant Hulk-like beast.
Big ass dude, yeah.
But he still has all this sense about him. So it's like a Hulk that is the Hulk
smart
now.
Hulk.
Yeah, smart Hulk. So they pick up weapons and they go back and forth at it. They're throwing axes, maces. They're just having at it. Archie gets cut open. He's bleeding.
Axes and maces. We've all got sitting.
Veronica realizes he used that Jaguar knife on Dilton. If we kill Predator with it, that's the second life.
Oh, there you go.
So she goes...
Break the curse.
...to stab Predator with it.
Because Archie has knocked him down.
Yep, has knocked him down. And Veronica comes up behind him with a knife. And we hear a...
Oh, no.
That is because... Predator can save Veronica, but he has just stabbed Veronica in the chest or in the stomach, I guess, kind of.
Oh, wow.
And he can now say Veron, like he's upset.
Yeah. Sure.
But Archie throws a bust at him. They get into another fight. Betty comes in.
Wait.
That's a statue bust,
right?
Yeah,
statue bust.
Okay.
Let's.
He doesn't throw boobs at him. It's just a statue bust.
Yeah.
But Archie gets close again. It looks like Predator's about to stab him, and here comes Betty.
He's got the knives on his hand, like almost right in Archie's eyeball. Yeah.
And here comes Betty, Jaguar dagger in one hand, like katana in the other.
Yeah.
She goes, "Not my Archie," and Predator turns around, cuts off her arm.
Oh,
basically at the elbow, the one holding the katana.
Yeah, the one holding the big.
So sword. So then Archie's just kind of sitting there, and Predator doesn't even wait. He just turns around, and those blades right through his head, and ends up just keep going and just exploding Archie's head. So then Veronica, you killed my Archie, as she sits there with only one hand.
Yeah.
And like the Predator realizes that, because obviously he has been there to kind of protect Betty in a sense.
Sure.
With this whole curse thing.
Yeah.
And in that time, she stabs him right in the side with the blade.
Yeah, the Jaguar blade.
The Jaguar blade.
Right.
And when it does, it poofs, like it disappears, because that's what they did. Veronica ends up hitting him in the back with a giant mace while she stabs him. So both of them kind of deal a finishing blow at the same time. And basically we're ended with, always like maces is what Veronica says as she throws it to the side. And she said, Daddy said they weren't a lady's weapon. Let's not forget, she's still bleeding out from her stomach.
Yeah.
And Betty's like, Ronnie, and Veronica kind of like slumps over to pass out.
Yeah.
We also realized that as a backup precautionary plan.
I'm kind of into this story all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't know.
As a backup precautionary plan, she had set the self-destruct outside the panic room.
Sure.
So the plan was for them to get to the panic room, close out the Predator, and explode.
Then blow everything up. Sure.
Well, now Betty without an arm, Archie dead, and Veronica bleeding out, and Predator look like he's dying too. I'll just read the last little bit of it. Archie, he was the best of us. This is Veronica speaking.
Okay.
Devoted to his friends, always looking out for us. He was never mean, not even to unpopular kids. Sure, he couldn't make a decision, and he'd trip over a line in the sand, but he had really cute freckles on his shoulders. And so it's like the two of them are just like, oh, Veronica, you understand. I never thought you really understood why I loved Archie. Like they're having this moment, like bonding, right? As they're, yeah. And so she goes, Veronica, what are we going to do with him? Like to the Predator. And Veronica says, house gonna blow, get to panic room, because she's about to die, telling Betty.
She's bleeding out.
And Betty's like, why bother? There's nothing to live for without Archie, is what she kind of tells her.
And the missing arm.
Yeah. And then Predator goes, Betty go, Betty lives. And he's kind of like pushing them like towards what we get this last, like, and then Veronica says, Betty, listen to the ugly ninja. You're the bravest, smartest girl I know.
Listen to the ugly ninja.
Yeah. And so she's telling her, go to the panic room.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we see a giant explosion. Boom. And the house is incinerated.
Yeah.
But we see a speech bubble from within the panic room, not without my friends.
Oh.
So we close out this comic with one page of Veronica waking up. And she's like, what happened? She's not bloody. Like she's taken care of.
Yeah.
And then you just hear, I used your dad's machine to heal us. It's super, really, the one they used on Archie. And she goes, and did you know there's a whole section in the manual on face and body reconstruction? And so Veronica's like, please don't tell me you gave yourself plastic surgery. And she goes, ew, no, not for us. But guess what, Ronnie? We won't have to live without at least some version of Archie after all.
Oh, gross.
And she goes, I mean, we'll have to teach him to chill out around the cutlery. But he has devoted us after all. He dragged himself in here with us. And they are turning the Predator into Archie, and that's how it is.
Oh, my God.
So they're using the machine to replace Archie with the Predator. And that's the end of the issue of the series. And I just thought it was great.
That is
we
crazy.
do get the last one off.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Meet the Finder. And
Who
so
is the Finder?
I don't know too much about it's another Dark Horse character. Okay. But so each one had a different, story there to tell. But yeah.
Huh.
So Archie vs. Predator to me was just a solid, super fun.
That's cool, man.
Like just all the way around.
Yeah,
it was
actually
a blast.
Kind of fun.
Yeah. It was one of those going in that it's crazy. Like it's not super serious. I don't think that you need to go into it with that thought.
No.
But if you want to it was one of those things that I breezed through because I was just having fun with it.
This is a alternate universe kind of thing.
In a sense, but I had a real blast with it and thought it was really cool. So Archie vs. Predator, again, they have done Archie vs. Predator 2.
Oh, they have.
Yeah. Which came out in 2019, I think 4 years later.
Yeah.
Actually, I could be wrong. I'm looking it up right now, so I make sure I'm not off.
Isn't it Predator versus Predator?
In the real world?
Well, what I'm saying is if they turned
Archie, at that point, I don't know. But I will tell you it came out in 2019. But for Archie vs. Predator 2, like I'm assuming it looks like in some of the covers and stuff, they're still having just as much fun with it. Yeah. But the art style is more of a...
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's more realistic.
It's more of a realistic comic like type art style. But like I can tell you...
So this is post-Riverdale, I would imagine.
I would think this is post-Riverdale too. But like some of these covers are still just so great. They do have one that's kind of classic Archie in there. I was trying to find the one... Yeah, like they're still obviously having fun with it.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. Predator dressed up like
John Travolta from
Staying Alive.
Yeah. So
Saturday Night Fever, sorry.
The song was Staying Alive though. Yeah. But yeah, so there you go.
That's funny, man.
Archie vs. Predator.
That's really awesome. Huh.
Yeah.
I never would have thought, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but it was...
But, it gave me kind of Evil Dead, Army of Darkness kind of vibes.
It did. And that's kind of why I liked it is because it turned into...
I'm a huge Evil Dead fan.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And it turned into from being just like a...
Just silly.
Yeah, it's like we're not going to focus too. Like we'll give callbacks, and I'm sure there were probably other references.
Kinda,
to art. Yeah. Like I know they mentioned the body swapping machine, which is probably a reference.
Yeah, probably.
And I got more of the Predator references just because I was more familiar with that.
Beach games, party games, the most dangerous game.
But
wow.
Yeah,
so have you seen the preview for Prey, the new Predator movie?
No, I haven't.
So it happens like in the 1800s.
Ooh.
And it's Native Americans that he's fighting.
Does he still have
actually looks kind of cool.
Does he still have his guns and stuff though? Because that seems like an unfair fight.
He's an alien. I mean,
I know.
Yeah, you should go watch that preview. It's pretty cool.
Have we ever thought of?
I think if you're going to take the Predator lore anywhere else, you take it to different points in time.
Oh, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. And I do. I'll have to watch it because that does sound really cool. But I mean, are we mistaken in? And I would just like to play devil's advocate here. I think we always like
Smith
to think
being a good guy.
I'm not going to do that. I think that I misunderstood.
Sure,
but
just like the Predator. Or a Predator.
Will Smith is better than the Predator as a person. I fully believe that.
Yeah.
Will Smith has not killed anybody.
Sure. Well, that you know of. That's right.
And I don't think he has either. So
I wonder if he can turn invisible. Why wouldn't he have done it at the Oscars though?
Yeah. Then you would just turn invisible, and all of a sudden you just see Chris Rock.
Rock just go down.
Oh yeah, and you're like, what? That'd be even cooler. I'd say cooler. It'd just be funnier. But. I'm trying to remember what I was making. The point I was trying to make is I was closing it out, and I've completely forgot where I was going with that.
Messed it up with all my Will Smith humor.
It's fine. But
me a good Will Smith joke.
But Archie vs Predator there, so
it was really good.
It was a fun read.
Yeah.
It was a really fun read. I never
would have picked that up,
and I wouldn't have either until it was on that list there. I will tell you that I can tell you what we're looking forward to as I have the next 3 issues of our 3 episodes of our podcast planned out.
Yeah.
So we're set to go. We have
audio issues.
There we go. We have.
Oh, I didn't even notice the 3 dots on
his chest. Yeah. See, there's little things all like that I didn't notice. That's just really going back now, telling you about that I picked up. But in the upcoming weeks, we're going to go ahead and talk about another Superman book.
Okay.
We will do some
Superman versus Smokey the Bear.
It's not Superman versus anybody. It's a futuristic Superman, though.
Oh.
This is an Elseworld tale, and it kind of felt, I haven't read it, but it kind of feels like somebody was trying to do their best impression of Frank Miller, Dark Knight Returns, in a sense.
But with Superman.
I will just tell you, Hitler's in it.
Oh, neat.
So Superman and Hitler, it's at World's End is what we will cover here in the next a couple weeks. That will be one that we'll get to.
Superman at World's End.
At World's End. Okay. We also have the Avengers issue number 200.
Okay.
There's something very just off about that issue, and we'll dive into it. 1980 is when that came out.
Tony Stark wears no pants.
No, this has to do with Carol Danvers and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And it's a very strange story.
Okay.
And so we'll get into that.
Cool.
And then also what we'll get to coming up is we're going to go ahead and get back to romance comics just for this. It's not old. We're not doing any of the old school ones, which are funny, which we will obviously come back to. This was the newer one that Mark Millar did. You remember who Nemesis that we did?
Is this yeah.
He did this romance comic too.
Is this the hooker superhero?
No, that's the Pro.
Oh,
we're going to save the Pro. I read a little bit of the Pro. It is just like The Boys. It is Garth Ennis at his finest.
Really?
That's the thing.
Garth Ennis.
It's
Garth
Garth
I didn't
Ennis.
realize that. Okay. All right.
So we will have the Pro, but no, this was the one that I told you that Marvel put out the romance comic in like the early 2000s, trying to bring it back. And they let, again, Mark Millar, who did Nemesis that we went over and also did like Civil War and stuff like that. He did this, but there's a twist to it.
Yeah.
And we'll get to, it's what it implies, and at least implied at a time, and what it set up as canon for a small time in a certain world of Marvel is freaking weird.
Okay.
And so the beauty of just basically what the story, the romance story has bigger, I guess, it gets its hands into other places of the Marvel universe, if we will.
Okay.
So that one just seems to be why it was made, I don't know. And it's one of those. So we got a lot of fun stuff. And that one's called Trouble. So I can tell you, you can go ahead and look forward to Avengers number 200 coming up.
And look forward to Trouble.
Trouble.
Sure.
And also Superman at World's End. Yeah, same dude.
So, but what I'm saying is
that guy did a romance comic.
But is this Nemesis 2? Was that supposed to be a thing?
No, that was
that's
the second issue.
Oh, okay.
I
got scared for a minute.
It was just the 4 issues. They talked about bringing it back to finish it at one point in time. I don't think that's related. Right? No, okay. That's
Predator
not related.
Nemesis. Yeah, that's a
something
thing.
That is very weird, and of course we'll talk about it more once we get into trouble. That just I find odd.
Yeah,
is it's one of the things. Have you ever seen comic books that don't have? They do it sometimes, but it doesn't have actual comic book art.
What do you mean?
Like the Trouble covers are pictures of actual people.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so it looks like this.
Oh,
yeah,
that's gross.
Exactly. Hold on. And then that's one of the issues.
These are like
these are the covers.
Women on the covers.
It also I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say you say women. I think they look younger than that.
Yeah. Well, I was being generous. Yeah.
No, I mean
it's like
I guess
Lolita kind of thing. Is what it looks like.
And I think that's what they're going for with the cover of this.
Yeah, you can tell.
But it's just uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. Yeah,
because
creepy.
All 5 issues are like that. They only a reprint is the only one who actually had a like here. Yeah, there's I had a picture of all of them together. Like that is actually all of the covers for Trouble.
I don't like that.
No,
they look illegal.
They do, but we're gonna cover this, Mike.
I don't like that.
Not that we cover illegal things. That made it sound weird.
Yeah.
But it's
hooray.
It's definitely different. So a lot of great stuff to look forward to. Cool. As always, feel free to follow us online. Instagram, BroFoHero. You can email us brosfoesandheroes@gmail.com as well. Also, Rogue Media Network.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
For other great podcasts in this podcast family for you to check out.
This podcast alternate universe we've created.
We have where Archie and Predator is badass.
Yeah. At some point, Zach and I are good-looking guys in this other universe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not just good-looking guys. Like, we are Calvin Klein models.
Sure.
Like, it's just known.
Calvin Klein exists in this other world?
Kevin Klein.
Kevin Klein.
Is not an actor. Instead, he went into making underwear.
Kevin Klein fashions.
And we're in his,
Sure. And we're in his underwear.
And Dave has us, wasn't he in Dave? The President movie, right?
Yeah, it was Dave. Yeah.
Oh, good old Kevin Klein. So, didn't think we'd talk about him today, but
Fish Called Wanda.
Yeah, Fish Called Wanda. Yeah. Unfortunately, Wild Wild West.
Just naming movies.
Yeah, but he's well, no, he is in that.
Hey, I want to bring up one thing real quick, and maybe you know something about this. There is a 4-episode mini-series thing coming on called The Old Man.
Okay.
With Jeff Bridges.
No, I don't know about this.
And the guy, Third Rock from the Sun.
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow.
Oh, I love both of those guys.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges is like a old gritty CIA guy.
Basically everything that Jeff Bridges plays now.
It looks like Old Man Logan combined with John Wick.
Ooh, I like that.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, it looks really cool. I think it's an FX thing.
I'll check that out. And I didn't mean like every Jeff Bridges role now. It's just he's kind of actors get to a point.
I don't think you have to apologize.
I'm not apologizing in a way, but every actor kind of plays themselves after a point.
Sure.
Like, what you
Keanu
get with Jeff Bridges.
I mean, he's really kind of playing that character.
It doesn't even matter like how good of actors they were. Eventually, they just kind of. You get that. Jack Nicholson, fantastic actor. You know what you get now.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio to me is kind of getting like that, but just over time, over time, and that's not a bad thing. It's just like that just sounds like a role that fits Jeff Bridges. So
no, it looks very cool.
Is John Lithgow like the bad guy?
I don't know. I don't want to know too much.
Did you watch him in? I'm trying to think the last thing I watched him. Did you ever watch Perry Mason on HBO?
I did not. I think that was probably a really good show. Yeah,
it was, and he's in that too. And that was really good.
The other one is at Dark Winds. It's getting really good reviews.
Well, good. Yeah,
it's an FX thing also.
FX will put out some solid.
Between FX and AMC, they can put out some really good stuff.
And it's weird because you would think that obviously a lot of the other cable channels could be able to figure it out, but it goes to show you just how hard it is to come out with.
Well, I think they're willing to take chances also. Like, Breaking Bad was supposed to be an HBO series.
Yeah.
And HBO passed on it, and AMC's like, hell yeah, we'll take it. And then look what happened.
It blew up for them.
Yeah, that and Better Call Saul now.
And then they took, I think that they also took a risk in a way of like, hey, we're going to produce a comic book TV show about zombies. Yeah. Which, at the time when it came out, it kind of...
it was fantastic when it first came out.
Yeah, and well, I mean...
Walking Dead used to be a really good show.
And the source material it's based off of, like Robert Kirkman is fantastic. Yeah. I mean, you've seen what he's been able to do. Well, I mean, he did Invisible, or not Invisibles, but Invincibles. Yeah, like he's done a lot of good stuff. Yeah. But so like, AMC's taking a lot of chances. For the most part, the stuff I watch on AMC, I really enjoy. Yeah. So
they have some really good stuff.
Halt and Catch Fire was really good there for a while.
Halt and Catch Fire is a great show.
Yeah. It is. Low key, like I felt like that was kind of slept on. I finally gave it a shot, and I was like, this is really good.
Very cool time loop kind of thing going on in there.
Because it's especially like it's here in 70s, the state too, which is kind of with the
nice.
Start with the development of the personal computer and stuff.
It's
just
well
really cool.
Yeah. Even like references to AIDS and different things. Like I mean, it just really well done.
Lee Pace is in it. Scoot McCreary, is that his name? What is his name?
Scoot.
Is it Scoot or is it Scooter? I don't know. I know that's his real name.
Yeah, he's the kind of dorky guy in it.
Yeah. And the wife, I know I've seen her in other stuff too. Great show. Either way, we didn't come here to.
So there you go.
Pat
Enjoy
AMC
our
on the
TV
back.
contest.
AMC Plus. Go ahead and subscribe
TGIF
today.
Plus.
And we're gonna start. Go ahead and subscribe to TGIF Plus today. If you haven't heard, the Muppet Show's coming back again. Except this time, it's all new Muppets
and people.
It's
no Muppets. Yeah. All people.
Well, no, it's new Muppets with D-level celebrities here on TGIF Plus.
Nice.
Yeah, we can't wait to introduce you to our new dog puppet and Cuba Gooding Jr. on our first episode. I couldn't think of anything. I don't know why I went with Cuba.
Because he's a D-lister. At this point. Snow Dogs.
But I think like OJ kind of put him back up to C at least.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
D might be like, who's Ross from Friends? Oh, David, whatever his name is.
David Schwimmer?
There you go. David Schwimmer in our new
Is he
dog
D-list,
Muppet.
though?
Is he or is he higher?
I think that who's literally that guy?
Oh, Matthew Perry?
I think he's more further down than Schwimmer is.
So then Matthew Perry is on our first episode of the new Muppet Show on TGIF Plus.
He got kind of weird looking.
What happened to him?
He just didn't age well.
No, and that happens to a lot of us, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I will tell you one really
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, one really cool thing to close out just because of all this random knowledge I have.
Good.
No. Matthew Perry is a really big fan of like the Fallout video games. Like loved playing them. And that Bethesda actually let him voice one of the characters in Fallout New Vegas. So there you go. There's a little gaming nerd tidbit for you out there too. You probably knew if not. Yeah. But
that's another podcast. You could just introduce me to gaming characters that I don't know because I have no friggin' clue.
Really? I'm sure you know the basics. You know the generals. Donkey Kong.
The generals. Sure. I mean, I played a lot of video games when I was a kid.
Donkey Kong Jr.
Like Donkey Kong
Jr.
Mrs. Kong.
Donkey Kong Jr. Math. That was an actual game. Sure. Remember when they tried to teach us stuff through video games? That was stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I'm going to close out before we just... I always got dysentery too, but I wasn't even playing Oregon Trail. So we're just going to close out on that. As always, thank you for tuning in and listening. We appreciate it.
If you lasted this long, thanks so much.
Yeah. We always keep going and I always but like maybe I need to give the email at the beginning because I'm like, nobody listens by this point. Either way,
we're good.
As always, thanks for listening and stay safe.
Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.